So once you understand past life regression, right? Once you understand this interconnectedness, what do you think? How much is free will and how much is destiny?
I think free will shapes up our destiny.
Okay.
Right? And that's where the power to create is.
Okay.
We have the power to write our destiny with our free will. But the first thumb rule is we got to learn our unlearned lessons. Yeah. Number one, we have to live with the laws of the universe. And the universe does live with certain laws. And we cannot really violate them at a certain level of our consciousness. So, we are destiny creators. We create our karmic destiny. We create our genetic destiny. We create our financial destiny. And we have the power to create everything. So, and what gives us the power to create this is our free will.
Beautiful.
So, I think it's very interconnected.
Yes. So, is our life purpose also connected? Like my life purpose in this present birth is also connected to my past life, that any unresolved journey that I had in my past, which I have not completed, like you say that, unlearned lessons, and does that learning that lesson become the purpose of this life?
Yeah, I'd like to answer that with my own life's example. So, in this lifetime, if you look at my entire spectrum of my life, 30 years of my life I've invested in certifying myself with the right degrees to become a healer. And sometimes I would wonder, why am I so stuck on certifications and why do I want to do it the right way? And in one of my past life memories, I went through a lifetime where I was a healer, but I was a quack. Just like when you look at the current scenario, there are many homegrown life coaches. They just claim themselves without the right degree, right qualification, right? So, and I had to suffer the consequences of that because it was very inauthentic. I was playing with people's life, sometimes with little knowledge, right? You can't just go and become a healer. Like, for example, if I have the knowledge of all the medicines, I can't go and become a general physician. I need to get trained. It's a proper training. So I realized this lifetime's dharma or purpose was I'm going to be authentic. So for me, I'm very, very particular in this lifetime that without a certification, I'm not going to teach anything. And even for people who come to learn with me, I first certify them and I tell them, do it the right way, because I have suffered in many lifetimes. And in this lifetime, I've come back as a healer to be authentic. So I feel, yes, if you've left something incomplete, then you have to come back to complete it the right way, do it the right way. So the game of life is not about winning or losing. The game is play the game right.
Interesting. If you have to give some takeaways to our audience regarding past life regressions, right? Just 3 things that I'd like to know from you. 1, what kind of practice they can inculcate into their daily life to even recognize that this is a karmic cycle, that's why I'm trapped in. Like one thing that you'd like to suggest they can do to kind of bring awareness that this might be because of my karmic cycle.
So see, the current time that we are in, the 5th dimension frequencies, time has become a very fluid construct. So the past, present, future are showing up. The veil between the past, present, future has really thinned. So in the current paradigm, it's very easy for us to unlock our past life memories. The practice that one must do could be just sitting with your breath and mantra chanting, meditation. But I feel everybody needs a guru or a coach to help them navigate. Don't try to navigate this on your own. Don't try to be very independent. We are all an interdependent species, so holding someone's hand might make it more easier for you. Okay. But you could do your meditation practice, you could do your kriyas, your breath work, your just inner inquiry. As simple as even questioning everything that's coming back to you, because what's coming back to you is the effect. So you have put that cause into motion somewhere. So self-awareness is the key.
Introspection, basically.
Introspection. Breathing creates a lot of awareness, being connected to your breath, right? So create actions of self-awareness so that you could introspect more clearly.
Okay. So, does it happen that, for example, when preparation of certain medicines, right? Certain kind of animals, insects are used, right? And of course, when they're killed, I'm sure there must be the emotion of grief or pain. And when you are intaking that medicine, are we also intaking that emotion and energy? And though that medicine, we have the system of elimination also, it goes out from our body. But does that emotional energy cling on to our energy and also become a part of our energy? Or, we can be free from
Yeah, so the first thing we must understand is everything in the universe is energy.
Right.
And energy cannot be created nor destroyed, it only can be transmuted. Right? So when I'm consuming something like an imprint of an animal, when they were fearful, their fear now is in my body and is showing up as my fear.
Okay.
Because it's all energy, okay? Now, if I'm self-aware of that and I hold a higher frequency of love, compassion to what I've consumed, then I can transmute that fear to love and compassion.
Okay.
Right? Again, like I said, it requires a level of self-awareness. But if I'm not aware, then that becomes my fear and it gets trapped as a stagnated energy into my imprint. And that could go back as my imprint or my karma. So it all is very relative.
Yeah.
You know, everything in the universe is forever changing. There's no fixed truth. Right? Everything is relative to which vibration I am in the current moment.
That's why we also say we all are one. Because each one of us affect the other.
Yes. Like a very dense person in a low vibration, eating animal fat or animal protein, it would go well with his vibration. But if a person who's mastered higher level of consciousness, right, light vibrations, and they end up eating animal fat, it's not going to go with their body. Right? And that will show up as a very charged up emotion in their body.
Oh.
Right? So, now who can decide what is right, what is wrong?
Yeah.
So, it's all relative
Subjective.
to what frequency, subjective to what frequency we are at.
Okay, coming back to my question, is there any practice or technique that you can recommend there where people can access their past life memories? One is that to be aware that this can be a karmic cycle. One is about accessing those memories. If someone has not been through a past life regression therapy, is there anything that they can do to access those past life memories, maybe trapped in their subconscious?
On their own, I feel one of the best modalities is conscious connected breathing.
Okay.
You can self-regress yourself into any timeline.
Okay.
You have to just learn the art and the science of it. Like for me today, if I have to regress myself, I just go into my breathwork and I reach a memory where I want to reach, either a future timeline or a past timeline. Because it takes you through time, space and dimension.
And how different is that breathwork from other breathworks? Like what exactly happens in that breathwork?
So the conscious connected breathing is where, we are creating a space between our inhale and exhale. We are connecting this. And I personally believe there is a combination of certain, the oxygen, the carbon dioxide and the nitric oxide that happens, that takes our brain to an altered state of consciousness. So I have an intention before I go into the breath work, right?
Okay.
That I need to go into, tap into the root cause of this memory. And the breath work then takes me there. Another very, very powerful modality that I have learned is Reiki healing that helps you go into past life.
Really?
Especially the Reiki symbols.
Really?
Yeah.
Reiki can help
Reiki symbols. And it's a very discounted kind of energy tool, I feel. But I swear by Reiki because it was one of the first healing modalities that I had learned. And the Reiki symbols, especially the connecting symbol that we have, instantly connects you to any lifetime you want to connect to, any timeline. Yes. So these are the two tools I would encourage people to use if they want to self-regress themselves.
Interesting. And what would you like to recommend if someone wants to use a practice to heal their karmas? Anything that they can do for emotional healing or healing their karmas?
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Yes. Ho'oponopono and self-awareness are two key tools. And sometimes, you don't have to go back to the story of what happened. The very fact that this is coming back to me, I have done it.
Yeah.
I've given it out. Let's establish that truth. And rather than going into the past and then sitting with the trauma of it, I'd rather heal the present effect that's coming. And then my next moment is I put a new cause into motion. So that's why Ho'oponopono is very sophisticated, very subtle and very clean. You don't have to go into the mess of it.
Dr. Ramon, this has been, what should I say? I'm just like mind blown at every answer that you gave. Our crew members are like absolutely mind blown, and I think this is one of the first times in our podcast we have done so many, but first time that we are like, oh my god, at everything that you have said, like literally in awe of it. And I think it is also one of those podcasts where we leave this room with a bit more honor for ourselves and a bit more of self-love and compassion towards ourselves. This is personally, I think definitely it has touched all of us somewhere, and it would make that change within us. So thank you so much. I mean, I would love to take this conversation even longer because I think the topic is so exciting, but big gratitude to you for opening your heart and opening all the knowledge that you have with us. And I really hope that anyone who listens to this feels the same way, the way we felt all throughout this conversation. So thank you so much for doing this with us, and just more and more power to you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I think I loved every bit of it too.
And for everyone who's watched this podcast, please don't forget to like, subscribe our channel. And if you think that you know someone who might find their answers through this episode, please don't forget to share it with them. And we will keep coming back with more such exciting topics. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.